Welcome to Conversations with Kay. This video is just my opinions and should not be construed as facts. Let's just get right down to it. Y'all, I was almost bawling my eyes out last night. I'm telling you. My heart broke for Whitney. So to all those people saying that this was not a real romance, there's no way you could watch that episode last night and think that was fake. That was real, raw pain. I don't know the last time I cried at a TV show or even a movie. It's been years. And I was about to boo-hoo last night. I'm telling you, I was so heartbroken. Oh, my heart broke for her. I'm so glad that her mom was with her for the first couple days. Hopefully that helped her some. And then to have Buddy with her. I'm telling you, that Buddy is the best friend anybody could ever have. I want a friend like Buddy. Buddy, will you be my friend? He is so loyal. You know, he's got his faults like we all do. But every time she needs him, there he is. I thought also the scene with her mom and dad being reunited was so sweet. That would be me and my husband if we had been kept apart for sure. I kept wondering in the other episodes how long they would stay apart, because that's really hard when you have a really long marriage and you're used to being with each other. And, you know, it's hard to be away from your own house. I know I've taken vacations. I think the longest one I've taken was 8 days, and I was ready to get home, be around my own stuff again, just to be comfortable again, because you're never truly comfortable unless you're in your own house. So I thought that scene with her mom and dad was super sweet, and I was glad they were back together. And I was so glad that she's got Buddy there to help her through this. I mean, she is just heartbroken. And who wouldn't be? She was planning a whole life with this man. I'm still stunned that all this happened. It's just so crazy to me. But the thing I hate is her blaming herself. Because maybe she did do things wrong. Like I said, none of us are perfect. She probably shouldn't let the time go by so long without seeing each other. But here's the thing. If it's true love, you wouldn't cheat. Even if you'd been apart for a while, you would stay true to the person that you're engaged to and that you love, and you just wouldn't do that. So I hate to see her beat herself up too much. It's great to take responsibility for the things you did wrong, but ultimately, he was wrong. There's just no way around it. It's still wrong what he did, even if she was ignoring him or kind of distant because he wouldn't move. But we all knew there was big red flags all throughout this relationship, that's for sure. They definitely moved too quickly. They definitely, neither one could compromise. That's always a big red flag. Like I said, I had to move several times for my husband's career back in the day. And I willingly did that because I loved him. And it was best for our family, and that's what we did, and we compromised. So those were big red flags to me. But it doesn't, help the heartbreak that she's going through. I mean, the devastation, you can just see it in her face, in her mannerisms. Just devastating. Then we come to the scene with Ryan. Y'all know how I feel about Ryan. And I think this scene shows it perfectly. Where all he really cares about is when they're going to do their videos together and get their business back going. Obviously, he doesn't like doing the split screens. I think that's all he ever cared about anyway. He tries to act like he's this good guy with a big heart. I feel, in my opinion, it was all an act. I don't think Ryan was ever sincere. He was just there to make money. So that's all I'm going to say about Ryan for now. So now we get to the scene with her girlfriends, Ashley and Heather. I think what both of them said was kind of appalling in two different extremes. The first friend saying, I don't know if I should congratulate Chase for having a baby because a baby is a great thing and a new life. No, that's not what you say to your friend whose fiance cheated on her and is expecting a baby. No, you don't say that. And then the other friend curses the baby. You don't say that either. What is wrong with these women? Maybe they just didn't know what to say. I don't know. That was awkward. That whole part was very awkward to me. And I think the one is still jealous of Buddy. I just think she never truly gotten over Buddy. So I think she's still a little jealous of Whitney and Buddy's relationship. I think it always kind of shows up in certain scenes where you can see it. So I think if anybody, she should be the most empathetic because she had her heart broken not too long ago. And I also feel so bad about Whitney's panic attacks. I have had a few in my lifetime that were really bad, and they truly make you feel like you're having a heart attack. You think you're going to die. And I know it's just the worst, most horrible feeling. So I'm hoping her medication started working. I think it takes a while. I never was put on medication, but because mine were just isolated. But I just hate seeing her have to go through all that. So now we get to the part where Chase keeps calling her and she keeps declining the call. And I'm thinking in my mind, don't answer. Don't answer. Because really, what is there to say? Finally, she answers the phone. I'm sure production told her she had to. They had to have something to film, right? And I think she did really good on this call because those are the exact questions I would have asked. Are you in a relationship with her? Do you love her? And he says, yes, yes. Okay, then there's nothing else to talk about. And I think it's so weird that he says, I have so much to talk to you about. Well, what would that be? That's just kind of crazy. Because answering those two questions, yes, pretty much said it all. So there really wouldn't be anything left to talk about. To me, that would have been, for me, all the closure I needed. And I would have never, ever in a million years agreed to see him. It seems to me like she really didn't want to agree either. So we never know with these reality shows how much production has to do with it, where I'm sure they were strongly encouraging these two to meet face to face. And you can't blame them. It's a show. They got to film it. And of course, everybody wants to see that face to face confrontation. And I think that's what would be so hard about being on a reality show. It's great when your life is going well, but when something goes wrong, it just has to be hell. Because you've got to live through it being filmed. Then you have to go back and film your confessionals and live through it again. And then, when the season comes out later, you have to live it all over again. So you have to go through these bad things over and over and over. I'm telling you, they'd have to pay me a lot of money to get me on one. And many have tried. We'll talk about that in live. I've been asked many times to be on reality TV. But I digress. Let's get back to the show. So yeah, I wish she wouldn't have agreed to see him face to face, but I get why they had to do it. I can't imagine what he can say to her to make anything better. In my opinion, anything he says is only going to make it worse. Because I don't know if she knew at the time, it doesn't seem like it, that this was his old girlfriend that he had a long history with. So I don't know if she knew that and just hasn't said it yet. But that weighs in heavy to know that this was somebody he had a previous relationship with. I don't know. To me, it almost makes everything even worse. You know what I mean? It just makes it seem even shadier. And I thought his confessional was so ridiculous when he's like, oh, it wasn't intentional. Grow up, Chase. Anytime you have relations with a woman, there is a chance of getting pregnant. Like he doesn't know that? Come on now. Stop. So now we see her talking to Buddy about bariatric surgery. I have often wondered why she doesn't just get it done. I understand she's got the whole no body shame, but I have several close friends that have done it, and it has changed their life in such a huge way. But I get both sides of it. I really do. But I think this scene where she talks about it with Buddy shows how truly miserable she is and how much she actually does think about her weight. I mean, we can all put on a big persona and act like it doesn't bother us. I've struggled with my weight all my life. But at the end of the day, it does bother you. I don't. Even Lizzo, who is huge on TikTok for being comfortable in her own body, had a semi meltdown last week about her weight. So even the confident women have these thoughts that all the rest of us have. And I just think life is too short. If you're that miserable, maybe check it out, see if bariatric surgery is for you. I think there used to be a lot of shame with bariatric surgery, and I think those days are long gone. And it's not a miracle. You still have to work hard and watch what you eat even more and be really dedicated. So I know here my friend had to go through a whole 3 months of counseling before they would even do the surgery. So I think it's something she should look into, but that's just my opinion. I would never say anybody should do it that doesn't want it. But I think this scene with Buddy is really telling about how much it does affect her life, even though she's a beautiful woman no matter what. But it is hard. You know, society's always going to look at an overweight person in a different way. So that's the end of this episode. I can't wait till next week to see the confrontation. Even though I think Whitney shouldn't have agreed to it, you know I'm going to be glued to it watching it. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Be sure to hit the like button and have a wonderful night.